Hey guys, this is Rob Goebel, also known as Archery Rob. I'm practicing another self-sufficient gardening video here, and remember, you're only as free as your food supply. So if you're practicing prepping or whatever, you will only last as long as you can grow food for yourself. And if you just store food and don't have a way of reproducing it, if really come to shove, you'll run out of food. So this is all about self-sufficiency. So on to the video. All right, so it's too damn wet this morning. They said we were in a drought around here in Western Maryland. And they still say we're in a drought, except we've gotten like 2 inches of rain and 3 inches of rain. And then we just finished up with like an inch of rain and then 3/4 of an inch of rain in the past 2 days. So garden's too damn wet to garden, but I'm gonna cover here what I'm actually growing this year. I'm trying to figure out different things that I can grow for subsistence. And I'm going to cover that here right in a second. All right, so the garden's divided up into 80-foot sections. It's like 240 feet long. And from around this here where my neighbors got black raspberries, there's some of my stake there, stake there, stake there, there, and there, and there. Hard to see. Little tiny sticks in the ground. But basically from here where my foot is all the way down, all the way across are 2-foot rows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 excuse me, 10 varying rows of buckskin beans. And then over here, these down the middle here are Crenshaw melons. And then cantaloupes down the other side, and I'm going to put watermelons down there and maybe in between over there. I'm going to have to cover them with mulch. I ran out of boxes. And sweet potatoes here, covered that, and another video I'm posting around now. And down there is like, this row is 32 poblanos. This row is 32 green beans. These I'm trying this year. Not doing too well. The rabbits, we're getting at them, the bugs are getting at them. I got a groundhog I got to get rid of. You know, I put the fence up here to get rid of the damn deer that are mowing everything down. And when I keep them out, everything else shows up. So, sorry, I found a rock. And then, so that's one cattle panel with Kentucky Wonder beans, if they ever grow. They're starting to run up some runners, like right there. And once they get runners up, they'll be too high for the rabbits and the groundhogs. And then there down in here, I got 32 poblanos, not poblanos, 32 Amish paste tomatoes. And then in between them, right like there, there's your basil plants. And come on down the run. And this is where some more watermelon is going to go because I got a space. And then more sweet potatoes down this end. And then these are my jalapenos. I think I hit a couple things, bit them off. One died, maybe another died down there, but they're coming along. And then here we get to the middle section right here. I've got rows. I got 26-inch rows, and I had 2 30-inch rows to try to see how the tiller worked. And you can see there's a corn plant, there's a corn plant, and one over there, and a couple here and there, but it's just that mostly absolutely failed. They're not even tall enough I can weed whack or till it, so the whole thing's getting run under. I planted Hickory King White because I wanted to grow hominy. I really like the hominy, and I figured it's a good thing to add to my food supply. And this year's been terribly chilly. This is Memorial Day weekend. Saturday morning I woke up 47 degrees. It's only going to be 65 today. The ground is chilly. I guess the corn rotted in the ground instead of growing, so I ordered some more. And this is all going to get tilled if it dries enough tomorrow, and now I got planting it during the week. So try again. I guess Hickory King needs a little bit warmer weather. All right, and this third of the garden is meant to be the beans, and trying out two different, well, down the other way down there was the buckskin beans. They're small beans. These are all bush beans. I liked growing the pinto beans, and I liked having them for shelling beans, but I don't like all the trellising. It's a lot of work, and I'm going to grow a lot of beans. It's a lot of trellising, so we'll see how these work out. So these are all cranberry or Roman beans, and I'll see how they go. They're big beans, substitute for pintos and kidneys. And then this is just a waste of spot. This row up and down there should have been 50, but my war with the rabbits hasn't been going so well. They've crushed that far side and some in between. I had some spares, planted them, and they still got them. And this row is broccoli, about 50 plants. And the rabbits like them even better. That's why I never grew broccoli years ago. They about crushed the far end over there. And then I got two rows here of cabbage. We'll see how cabbage does. Maybe I'll make sauerkraut. I don't know. We'll see. And then these rows over here are Jacob's cattle beans. They're very similar to pinto or the cranberry beans, but it's Jacob's cattle beans. So we'll see how they work. And if one of these three is probably going to be my favorite beans, or maybe a little bit of buckskins in one of these two. We'll see which one I like better, and we'll keep that. And right here is a strip that goes all the way down this outside edge there, and from that post there all the way through to here are potatoes. I basically had a potato failure the one year, and let's see how these do. Maybe weed them a little. But last year, because of the drought we had, my potatoes were awful. These russet potatoes didn't grow, but I had some saved for seed potatoes. And look, something's been eating them, biting on them. I don't know. And then right here, all the way down this tall stuff is going to be hard white wheat. So we'll see how it goes. A little thin here. It was just hand sown, so I'm hoping they'll spread out and throw up more vine or more stems. They usually have more than a bunch of stems. So in here closer looking at it, looks like it's just one stem per seed at the moment. Well, maybe some more coming up on the sides. We'll see how it grows as it grows. Never grown wheat before, and I guess threshing it, I'm gonna find out how much work that is. So I got rye at my buddy's too. It's gonna be ready soon. I'm gonna get a lot of work this summer. Here's my small garden right there. That is all romaine lettuce. Over here, the 3 cattle panels that grew tomatoes last year. I've done an experiment. I got store-bought blue leg beans in the back, and saved the seeds up front. People said they won't grow the same, so I'm trying 1 cattle panel of safe seeds and see how they do. If they produce well enough, well, then I got a heritage version I can use. And if not, I only wasted 1 panel. And then coming around this way, in one of my other videos, you saw my tomatoes. Here we are on Memorial Day weekend, and these things are getting fairly tall. They're starting to take off now, even though the cold weather. And I'm going to have to come in here and mulch them and get them all ready, get the weaving on them. And these are Brandywine tomatoes. So I want something with a little more flavor, more heritage. And I'm not a big fan of the big boys and all those kinds, because they're, to me, they're big fat tomatoes with a crumpy top that you got to saw off, and you throw away a third of the tomato. So I'm hoping to get one that has a little more flavor, more heritage, and see how they do. My kale from last year, I only had 1 kale plant survive. I'm growing him just right there to see about saving seeds and learning that for myself. Here's my volunteer, super sweet tomatoes. I got 5 on this panel, 3 on each side of this bent old cattle panel, 3 on each side. not taking off or growing a little bit. Wish they'd take off. I love cherry tomatoes, but this cold weather just doesn't seem to get them. But that's my garden update for Memorial Day weekend. Nothing seems to be wanting to grow too well. Tomatoes are doing okay. Peppers are struggling. They like heat, and you know, we'll see. The war with the rabbits is going better, but the beans don't seem to want to take off. We'll see. I don't know. I planted some more over here of the blue legs because they literally destroyed them. So hopefully my war with the rabbits tends the lines down a little bit. All right, so here's another section. Last year my garlic did really good. This year it is struggling. Like, here's my German hardnecks here. They're trying to grow. They seem to be quitting on me. I mean, it's not even June yet. And then here, these big ones are Musica garlic that I bought, and I think I might be switching over, but I got some of them dying. I'm gonna have to dig them up. We'll see how that works here. I don't know whether they're already quitting on me, but I don't know. This is all dug out and old chicken run dirt put in. And then over here, these are sweet Spanish onions that are taking off. I want to see how they do. Had a hard time growing them. And then right here, you know how your onions you get from the store? I've said that they're long day onions, but I planted a couple of them in the ground, and I'm gonna grow them for seed. See if they actually are long day onions. Maybe I'll grow some seeds from them next year and see what happens. So yeah, that's the end for, we're getting here to the end of May. You know, good thing I got garlic left over from last year, and I can use that, but this year's production didn't do too well. I don't know if it was a drought, they're being watered, but they're just not, I don't know, they didn't do too well here. They did good down the bottom. This is very loamy soil, it dries out quick, so maybe this wasn't the best spot for them. Hey, y'all enjoy. I'll keep y'all updated.